All right, we're back at it. Starting the episode with a yawn. I mean, we're off to a good start. Hope y'all have been well. It's been 30 seconds since the last episode that I recorded, and we're just fucking jumping right into it. I didn't write many notes for this one. There wasn't really much to compare dialogue wise. It's kind of action heavy. So I will try to keep up as best as possible. Right now, we're just kind of in the recap of the last episode. Yeah, Goku laying down the claws on Roshi with his monkey technique. Ah, beam struggle, that was cool. I think we get a song. I think we get a new song in the midst of this match today, this episode. We get that cool fucking Tenkaichi symbol or Budokai symbol. I don't know. The title of this episode, Number One Under the Moon. Um, which in the sub is Goku's greatest pinch. Um, and strangely enough, in the Hulu version of it, I think the title is The Final Blow. So I have three different titles written down for this one episode. Um, Weird. Anyway, Number One Under the Moon and Goku's Greatest Pinch. We see Roshi's technique, and he's hypnotizing Goku. Uh, there is a slight difference. In the dub, he's just kind of like very mysteriously, "You're getting very tired." Whereas in the sub, he's singing a song to Goku just to kind of put him to sleep, like a lullaby, you know? And it works. Goku falls flat on his face, just knocked out. Um, the song, I won't sing it just because I don't know how the tune goes, but it's "Sleep, sleep, young one. Nighty night to you. Sonny, be a good boy. Now off to bed with you." So, great. The announcer kind of calls Roshi out on this and says, uh, "Are you wouldn't happen to be using a hypnosis technique rather than a fighting technique, would you?" Um, uh, he says the same in both sub and dub. Uh, and Roshi's like, "Hypnotism's valid as a fighting technique." In the sub, it's called the Yoiko Min Min Ken. That's the name of the technique. Um, the announcer kind of puts up a fight that the tournament will lose some credibility if he wins with the hypnotism technique. But Roche is like, whatever, it's his fault. It's his fault he fell for hypnotism. Which, fair, I guess. Suggestibility is a big part of it. Um, he kind of thinks about how far he'll go for his students, um, and really just wants to stress the point that there's always a bigger fish. And really, there is. As the announcer reaches 9, going on 10, Bulma suddenly shouts out, Goku, dinner time, and naturally he wakes up and scrambles around. Um, it is interesting. I noticed in the sub they were saying Gohan a whole lot, which is rice for those unknowing. Um, so I guess they equated rice to dinner in translation. Maybe that just flowed better, but it seems I'm gonna have to learn Japanese to truly get like um, a more accurate translation, I suppose. Goku uses the John Kin technique, which is rock paper scissors, uh, on Roshi, and Roshi sees right through it. Um, Goku's astounded by this because he's like, the John Kin technique is that's my grandpa's. How would anybody know that? But he goes to bust it out again. Um, says John Kin, and then calls paper, but he has rock. Um, so he lies out loud, and it works against Roshi. He falls for it. Uh, the crowd celebrates. Bulma pulls in Oolong for a celebratory hug, and naturally he snuggles her bosom. Um, Roshi's knocked down for a 7 count. Yeah, 7. Um, uh, I. It seems as though. Let me just turn this up real quick. Okay. Um, Oolong makes moves on Bulma. Bulma finds out. She hits him over the head. In the sub, she calls him an insufferable lech, and in the dub, she says, "Only in your dreams." So, not too much, nothing important there, but it's different. Roshi's like, okay, I know I just whipped out that other technique, but now I have to use the one technique I've been saving. Goku says, I'm gonna win this, and then I'm gonna fill my stomach with food, because Bulma said it's her treat if I win. Roshi says, you're going to lose, unfortunately. So, you're gonna be pretty hungry. Bulma says, quit your blustering, quit your grandstanding. You haven't won yet. To which he says, man, why do I keep yawning every time I start recording an episode? It's ridiculous. To which Roshi says, it's not blustering. This technique is really all that. He says, I've only used this technique on one other person, that being your grandpa. To which Goku says, you fought my grandpa? Which you'd think he'd already put that together, considering he saw through the John Kin, the rock, paper, scissors attack. But, it's Goku. Um, Roshi takes a stance, pushing his palms together, like in prayer. Uh, but a ominous like green fog is emanating from him, kind of like a fart. He then separates his hands so that only his palms are touching, and then extend or not his palms, so that only his fingertips are touching, and then extends his hands towards Goku as they glow with a kind of yellowish greenish light. Um, Everybody is kind of worried about what Roshi's about to unleash. Um, it has a crackly sound effect, and as you can see on my mini fridge, it's like flashing. So we get the idea that it might be an electric attack of some sort. But then it's mid card. Roshi's like shaking back and forth, so it seems like this attack might be hard to control, or at the very least, um, it's taking a toll on his body. Uh, but there's a stare off. Roshi blinks, his pupils change. His hair's standing on end as electricity crackles around him. And Goku takes a step back. Okay, so in the dub, it is. Thunder Shock Surprise Attack. In the sub, it is the Bonkoku Bikuri Sho. So, Thunder Shock Surprise Attack. It's also known as the Worldwide Shock Palm, but uh, specifically here, Thunder Shock Surprise Attack. It is an electric attack. Roshi holds Goku in midair with this blast of electricity coming from his hands. And the physics of the attack is essentially he changes his energy into uh, tens of thousands of bolts of electricity and shoots it towards the subject or the opponent. Um, and Goku's like kind of powerless. He can't really do anything to fight it. Um, he's kind of stuck in midair. Oolong says that's enough. You gotta call it, man. You're gonna die. uh, the crowd is worried for Goku's health. Um, I'm seeing if he goes to call it in the dub. Everybody is asking him to give up. They don't want to see Goku suffer anymore. Yeah. Okay, so he does start to uh, say he'll give up. He's perfectly ready to call it quits. But then he opens his eyes and he sees a full moon in the sky. Um, and we know that his tail's back. So unfortunately, we're gonna see a nastier side of Goku here. As he's being shocked with electricity, he begins to transform. You see his pupils change to red. Roshi asks, "What's the matter with you, Goku? Won't you give up already?" Because he hasn't seen Goku transform. He didn't know that this was a thing. Um, it was only Yamcha, Puar, and Oolong, and Bulma that really knew. Um, he transforms into the Great Ape, and uh, Roshi's still holding him in midair, which is pretty impressive. Um, The crowd, aside from Yamcha, Bulma, Puar, and Oolong, are astounded, but those four are scared. Uh, Krillin's eyes are just bugging out of his head. He's like, "What the fuck?" Uh, but the Great Ape, uh, almost immediately breaks out of Roshi's attack. He just like extends his arms to the side, and the attack's broken. Or Roshi said it's been deflected. Yamcha tells everyone to run, and oh, they do. As Goku lands partially on the top of the temple, I guess, that this tournament is being held at. He's still standing in the ring, so I guess technically it's not a ring out, because he's standing on top of the temple and uh, not like on the ground outside of the ring. But it kind of feels like it should be a ring out. Man, can I stop yawning? Um, the crowd flees as Monkey Goku kind of just goes berserk. Um, the announcer wants to flee, but he says, due to me being the referee, I can't leave. I have to commentate on this, which is just not true. He can leave. It's fine. Um, but his sense of duty is very strong. Uh, Krillin tries to yell towards Goku and, talk some sense into him, but Goku just launches a boulder at him. Yamcha lets Krillin know that Goku's not going to be able to understand him. It's kind of pointless. Roshi recognizes. Wow, I think I've yawned like 3 times in the past minute. Yoshi recognizes that the moon is kind of what changed Goku, um, and that it may have something to do with his tail. So he says he knows what he has to do. Um, Rips off his top and takes stance. Yamcha gets to Puar and says, "Okay, we have to do the same thing we did last time, right? I'll hold on to his tail, you turn into scissors and cut it off." To which Krillin says, wait. That old guy's about to do something. Um, Roshi has Roshi is buffed up. His muscle mass has um, been enhanced, we'll call it. And as he stands before the great ape, he says he will have to fire off a Kamehameha at the highest power that he can. Uh, Yamcha hears this and says, I have to stop him. So he's running towards him, saying, No! Meanwhile, Roshi's charging the attack. So we get all three of them. Roshi charging, the great ape growling, I guess, going to attack, and Yamcha running towards them, saying, Don't do it. Unfortunately, he's not going to make it there in time. Roshi fires off his highest power Kamehameha wave, which blinds everyone around. It's so bright. Except for the announcer who has his sunglasses on, so he's unaffected. He just kind of gets to see it all. Um, but he fires off the blast, and Goku is nowhere to be seen. Ooh, I got chills. Um, yeah, he's gone. Um, we didn't see like where the blast connected, but It definitely had some effect. Yamcha, Bulma, Plar, Krillin, and Oolong kind of look on in horror. Krillin asks, "Hey, where's Goku?" And Yamcha shakes his head. Bulma starts to cry, and he pulls her in for a hug. Um, and Krillin's in denial. He's like, "No, it can't be true. Goku cannot be dead. It's just not possible." Um, so all of the gang is kind of lamenting. Um, Roshi said there was nothing else that I could do in the sub. In the dub, he said, I only did what had to be done. Um, so that's that's it. Um, they killed Goku. Well, uh, rather Roshi killed Goku, and that's the end of the episode. Uh, Hope you enjoyed that. It's a bit of a somber ending there. Um, yeah. What else can I say other than Goku's dead? He's gone, blasted to bits. Um, if you enjoyed this, do the YouTube things. So, like, comment, subscribe, bell icon. Bye.